Praise the Lord. Good to see you guys again. This youth message, Pastor called me and told me to do. I'm a little bit nervous, but I wanted to share a quick point with you guys. So first off, I just want to ask, I know we're about 4 months in, but how many guys did a New Year's resolution this year? Anyone? No? Anyone, have you guys done, or how many of you guys are still strong in their New Year's resolution? No? Some people? Because I know that I made a resolution, I know some people have, to lose weight. And some people made a resolution to gain weight. And I have tips for that if you guys need it. But regardless, I know that these resolutions that we make, we don't do this just to, we do this to make ourselves better, right? We make these resolutions to whatever we did last year, we want to be better this year. We want to grow this year. We want to be challenging ourselves, make ourselves smarter, wiser, better drivers, no tickets this year. So whatever we do, we try to do our best in it, and we try to make ourselves grow. And so my portion, I would like if you guys can turn to Luke 17, verse 6. And if someone can read it, I appreciate it. Amen. I don't know if you guys have done this, ever try to change the landscape, but I've never done this myself. But I sometimes base this verse right here. If you have faith as a mustard seed, base it off of how strong my faith is. When I read this, I remember how small a mustard seed is, and to give you an example of that, I have it. It's this small. I don't have anything because I actually lost it because it was that small. So it's this, like it's about, if you can't see it, that's how small it is. And so if I always think like if I don't have this much faith, like this much faith just to move it, like you can move the landscape, And but what I want to get to is what is a seed? What does a seed do? It grows, right? A seed is there to plant and it grows, right? And my main point today is, my question I have you been growing? Has your faith been growing? And my thing I want to talk to you as, there's some times there are things that hinder us from growth. Like some things that stop us from growing in our faith. So I have 3 points I want to talk about. The first one is, one of the main reasons we stop growing in our faith is we compare ourselves to others, right? We look at someone and say, hey, they sing better than me. They can speak better than me. They are top 10%. I'm just this, or they're smarter than me. And they have an Android phone. I just have an iPhone. Like they say that they're better off than me. And so we sometimes just think to ourselves that they can do it, I'll just sit back and watch. And most of the time we do that, we compare ourselves, even, I don't know, if you came in today, oh, that's a nice salvar, oh, that's a nice suit, nice tie, I wish I had it, right? It's a little point of, like, you want it too, in a sense of, like, I wish I was this smart, I wish I was this strong, I wish I was be able to play the instrument like Tim. Like, those are things that we think in our heads. And so, like, we get this little sort of like a little jealousy in our heart. And we want those things in our lives. And with that, it makes us it hinders us from growing. Because we compare ourselves because we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we're not this, we're not him, we're not her, and we stop from growing. And we see this as an example with Cain and Abel, right? Cain and Abel both brought a sacrifice. And Cain was jealous of Abel's sacrifice. And the Lord even goes up to Cain and says, why are you downcast? If you do what is right, you too will be accepted. Cain was looking at Abel's sacrifice so much that he got jealous of it, and he took his life. But I'm telling you that we shouldn't be jealous of other people, what their talents or what their abilities are, if they can sing or if they can do better. But we should be motivated. We should push ourselves. That we shouldn't just look at others and say what they have, how smart they are, how good they are, but we should be motivated and keep trying. I've seen so many people who are talented, who are wise, who can do things, but they compare to the next level. They compare themselves to other people and say, I can't sing like that. Let them lead. I can't preach like that. Let him preach. And we compare ourselves so many times that way. And I'm asking you guys, instead of comparing yourself and getting into that jealousy, but we should be comparing ourselves and be motivated with each other, push each other to do better, to push each other to be better. If I can't sing that good right now, I can learn. I can grow into that. And then the other point I want to talk to you guys about was, and this might be a lot of us, we talk the talk. We say things that we want other people to do, right? We say, so if I want to lose weight, and I tell other people I want to lose weight, and I tell my friends I want to lose weight, I tell my wife I want to lose weight, am I ever going to lose the weight? No. I have to do something. Like, I have to make a move. I have to be motivated. I have to go to the gym. I have to eat right. I can't just say, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to lose weight. Okay? And the worst part is some people even tell you. I remember I went to the gym one time, and I saw an uncle, random uncle, and he came up to me. He's like, if you want to lose weight, do more cardio and run. And he's standing there with a big quarter wire. And I was like, are you doing that? Like, it's easy to say, right? It's so easy. Everyone talks the talk and tells you what to do, but are you doing it? Like, what is your motivation? Like, you're just telling me, but are you doing the cardio, the running, And we see this with David and Goliath. David, the whole people of Israel was in front of the Philistines, the chosen people of God, and Goliath is taunting them, making fun of them, saying, where are you guys? Come at me. And David comes in, right? And he's like, what are you guys doing? Go fight him, defeat him. We're all the people of God. We're the chosen people of God. And then David said, okay, I'll go fight him. And what does Saul do? Okay, this is what you need to do. Put on this armor and put on this sword and then put on my belt. You'll be able to defeat him this way, right? He tells him what to do. He says to him that this is what you need to do. But Saul's also a soldier of God, right? Why didn't he do it? Like, those are things that I feel like we sometimes, we talk, but we need to make moves, right? And David made a move. He knew who he was. He was a chosen child of God. I'm not going to just talk it. I'm going to make moves. He remembered that God was faithful to him when a lion came, a bear came, and took those sheep. But he remembered those things, and he remembered that I'm not going to just talk the talk. I know that my God is with me, and I can make those moves. And if my God is with me, I'll be able to make those moves. We're not going to just talk the talk. And my last thing is, I want us to make sure that we don't get comfortable, but we push ourselves. I think most of us here get comfortable with things like with work. We try to not just when we do work, we don't want to be in the entry level. No one comes to work and says, I want to stay in the entry level for the next 60 years of my life. They want to push themselves to become a supervisor, a manager, or whatever the next rank is. They want to become the best. When you go to school, you don't want to just pass the class. You want to get an A+. I'm pretty sure your parents will get upset if you just pass the class. They want that A+. They want you to push yourself beyond that. And I encourage you guys, in your spiritual growth, I think we have this motivation, or we have this thought that I've led worship, I spoke, that's good. And that's enough for me now. Now we'll sit comfortably. I'll let the next person do it. That's all I need to do. And I think we, as a church, we need to keep pushing ourselves. And we do the Christian life. We accepted Christ. We got baptized. We come to church every Sunday, and we sit here. But are you still growing spiritually? Are you pushing yourself? Are you still learning the Word of God and going beyond just sitting here? And I want to go to Matthew 14, and it's about Peter and the disciples, and it's when Jesus walks on water. And when Jesus walks on water, they got scared. They were like, oh my gosh, it's a ghost, and there's no way this a man could walk on water. But Peter said, Lord, if that's you, tell me to come on water, and I'll walk. And what did the Lord say? He says, come. I think like we sometimes have that thought, right? Like we ask God, if you want me to do this, tell me to do it. Okay, go pray for your friend. It's like, and then we started questioning. It's like, are you sure? Like you want me to do that? Peter had that. Peter didn't have that thought. He got out of the boat and he started walking on water. Peter was the only disciple. He started walking on that water. Do you guys remember that? And that's a big feature in our lives. Like he didn't stay on the boat. He didn't just stay comfortably on the boat. The boat is somewhere safe for all of us. The boat is it's stable, but he stepped out of the boat and walked on it. And that's something that we have to do. We get comfortable in the boat, right? We're following Christ. We're reading the Word, but maybe God is telling you to come, go out there, preach, go out there and sing. Maybe God is telling you to do something more than just sit in that boat. Like I want us to not just be comfortable for where we're at. I want us to push past our limit. And my point over this is that we shouldn't compare. Well, if we do compare, make it not into jealousy, but into motivation. And if we do talk, don't just talk, make moves. And don't stay comfortable, but push yourself. These are things I can tell you personally that this is things that I fought with. Personally, I've done this myself. I've noted, I don't want to say youth message because I'm so scared. And I've told myself that there are better people suited for this. I've told people, go say youth message when I didn't do it. I've told Tim, I've told Justin, I told these people, you go say his message, but I wouldn't do it. And I've sat comfortably in there. I've sat in the pews just comfortably. I mean, I was here since 2006. I was one of the little kids. I never thought I would be a youth director. That was never my imagination. That was never my thought, my life story to be that way. But this is God's plan. We have to push ourselves. We have to go beyond the limit. Like, we can't be, like, the world is fighting us so hard, church. Like, our kids are facing things that we've never faced. And at work, we're facing people that are judging us, telling there is no God, telling us to question who you are, what you are. We have to get strong in our faith. We have to push ourselves. We can't let the world overcome us. We have to overcome the world. Our children are going to schools and they're facing things, and we have to be strong for them too, because we're their motivation. We have a duty, not just as parents, but as leaders, that we need to push ourselves beyond the limit. Because the thing is, when I look at my son and at the things that he has to face, I'm scared. But I don't want to be scared. I want him to know that I stand firm with God, that I'm growing each day, pushing myself. Even though I'm scared to be on this pulpit and speak the word, I won't let that stop me, because God has called me to do it. And there's many of you that God has called you to do it. There's many of you that God has told you that you need to not just sit there, go out there, speak the word, go out there and sing. You guys have the strength. You guys have the power. We can be that tiny little mustard seed. We can be that tiny little mustard seed. It'll be this small. If I throw it out, no one's going to dodge it. Or we can be the great, they have the picture of the tree. We can be, this is what the mustard seed turns into. We can turn into that. That's growth. If I throw that at you, you guys will start dodging and moving away. That's growth. Where are you guys standing in your faith? Are you still growing in your faith? I'm not asking how old you are. I'm not asking how young you are. I'm asking, are you still growing in your faith? This is not about age. This is about our growth and our spiritual growth. And I want us as a church to push ourselves, to really, truly push ourselves and grow spiritually. Work together, not fight each other, but work together. And push ourselves the right way. The world is attacking us. We shouldn't attack each other. We need to work together to do the right thing and push ourselves in the right way. Thank you, and may the Lord bless you.